The phone call came on a Wednesday morning while I was reviewing contracts in my downtown office. "Hey, Maya." My brother's voice was rushed, distracted. "Quick thing, we're throwing Dad a surprise party on Saturday at the Riverside Estate. Just wanted to let you know, but don't come, you'll probably ruin it somehow." I stopped mid-sentence in my email. "Excuse me?" "Look, you always make things awkward," he continued, "and Dad's been stressed enough lately. We want this to be perfect, so just stay home, okay? We'll send you pictures." "Daniel, I gotta go. Client's waiting. Bye." The line went dead. I sat there for a moment staring at my phone. Then I pulled up my calendar. Saturday, May 18th, Dad's 62nd birthday. A party at the Riverside Estate, one of the most exclusive event venues in the city, the same venue I'd purchased 8 months ago. My assistant, Lauren, knocked on my office door. "Ms. Torres, the architects are here for the Harbor Point development meeting." "Give me 5 minutes," I said. I pulled up the venue's booking system on my computer. There it was, Daniel Torres birthday celebration, May 18th, 6 p.m., 150 guests. My brother had booked my venue, told me not to come, and had no idea I owned the place. I sat back in my chair and laughed. Not a bitter laugh, a genuine surprised laugh at the absurdity of it all. Then I opened my email and began typing. The thing about my family was that they'd never taken me seriously. I was the youngest, the dreamer, the one who didn't apply herself. When I'd graduated college with a business degree, Dad had sighed and said, "Now maybe you'll get a real job." I'd gotten a real job, entry-level position at a commercial real estate firm. I'd hated every minute of it, but I learned everything I could. I studied property values, zoning laws, market trends. I saved every penny. 3 years later, I quit and bought my first property, a run-down duplex that everyone said was a waste of money. I renovated it myself, working weekends and evenings. I rented it out for twice what I'd paid in mortgage. My family's response, "That's nice, dear." When I bought my second property, then my third, they started making jokes. "Maya's playing Monopoly in real life," Daniel would say at family dinners. Everyone would laugh, so I stopped telling them. I stopped going to dinners where I was the punchline. I built my portfolio quietly. Residential properties, then commercial, then event venues. By the time I turned 30, I owned 17 properties across the city, worth $43 million. My family still thought I was figuring things out. Daniel was the golden child, Harvard Law, partner at a prestigious firm, married to a woman whose family had old money. He'd never struggled for anything in his life. My sister Rebecca wasn't much better. She'd married a hedge fund manager and spent her days on charity boards and country club committees. I was still poor Maya who couldn't quite get her life together. Saturday morning arrived with perfect weather. Sunny, 70 degrees, light breeze off the river. Perfect party weather. I arrived at the Riverside Estate at 9 a.m. The main building was a restored Victorian mansion with soaring ceilings and original hardwood floors. I'd fallen in love with it the moment I'd seen the listing. My venue manager, Patricia, met me at the entrance. "Miss Torres, I wasn't expecting you today. Is everything all right?" "Everything's fine," I said. I wanted to check on the Torres party setup. Patricia's expression shifted slightly. Is there an issue with that reservation?" "Show me what they've planned," I said. We walked through the mansion. The main ballroom had been reserved, along with the garden terrace and the outdoor pavilion. Daniel had ordered premium everything: top-shelf bar, elaborate floral arrangements, a live band, custom lighting. "The deposit was $15,000, Patricia said. "The total estimated cost is around $65,000 for everything they've requested." "And they paid the deposit?" "Yes, but—" Patricia hesitated. The credit card was declined twice. Eventually it went through, but barely. And there's a balance due today of $50,000. I see, I nodded slowly. Miss Torres, if you want me to cancel, I can do it quietly. They'd have time to find another. No, I said. I want you to cancel at exactly 5 p.m., 2 hours before the party starts. When they arrive, I want you to personally tell them the reservation was canceled. Patricia's eyes widened. Are you sure? Completely sure, I said. And Patricia, I'll be here when they arrive. At 5 p.m., I watched Patricia make the phone call from my office upstairs. Mr. Torres, this is Patricia Chin from the Riverside Estate. I'm calling to inform you that your reservation for this evening has been canceled. Canceled? The property owner made the decision this morning. I understand you're upset, but the decision is final. No, there will be no refund of your deposit as per the cancellation clause in your contract. She hung up and looked at me. He's furious. He said he's coming here to speak with management. Perfect, I said. I'll wait. At 5:45, cars started arriving. I watched from the upstairs window as my family pulled up in a caravan. Daniel's Mercedes, Rebecca's Range Rover, my parents' Lexus. Behind them came more cars. Aunts, uncles, cousins, family, friends. At least 70 people poured out of vehicles, all dressed in cocktail attire, all expecting a party. Daniel reached the front doors first. He tried the handle, locked. He pounded on the door. Hello, we have a reservation. The party starts in 15 minutes. Patricia appeared, opening the door just enough to speak through. I could hear every word from my position at the top of the stairs. I'm sorry, sir, but your reservation was canceled at 5 p.m. this evening. Canceled? Daniel's voice rose. That's impossible. I paid a deposit. I have a contract. The property owner exercised their right to cancel, as outlined in Section 7 of your contract, Patricia said calmly. The deposit is non-refundable in cases of owner cancellation. This is insane. Rebecca appeared beside Daniel. We have 70 guests arriving. My father is going to be here any minute for his surprise party. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry doesn't help us, Daniel shouted. I want to speak to the owner right now. I'm right here, I said, descending the staircase. Every head turned. The crowd parted as I walked through the foyer towards the entrance. Daniel's face went through several expressions: confusion, recognition, then something like horror. Via, he said weakly. Hi, Daniel, I smiled pleasantly. Patricia, thank you. I'll handle this. Patricia nodded and stepped back inside, leaving me facing my family and their assembled guests on the front steps. What are you doing here? Rebecca demanded. I own this venue, I said simply. I bought it 8 months ago. The crowd behind them started murmuring. I saw my aunt whispering to my uncle. My cousin was recording everything on her phone. You own? Daniel couldn't seem to finish the sentence. The Riverside Estate. Yes, 3-acre Victorian mansion, premier event venue in the city. I purchased it for $7 million last September. My mother pushed through the crowd. She looked elegant in a navy dress, her hair perfectly styled for a party that wasn't going to happen. Maya, this is ridiculous, she said. Whatever point you're trying to make. I'm not making a point, I interrupted gently. I'm running my business. Daniel booked my venue and his credit card barely cleared the deposit. He owes another $50,000 for tonight's services, which he clearly can't pay, so I canceled the reservation. You're lying, Daniel said. His face was red now. You don't own this place. You can't even afford it. I own 17 properties in this city, I said clearly, making sure everyone could hear. 8 residential buildings, 6 commercial properties, and 3 event venues. My portfolio is valued at approximately $43 million. This particular venue I've owned for 8 months. The silence was absolute. Rebecca found her voice first. That's impossible. You work at that coffee shop. I worked there 6 years ago while I was saving money, I corrected. I haven't had an employer in 5 years. I've been building my real estate portfolio full-time." "Why didn't you tell us?" Mom asked. Her voice was barely a whisper. "I tried to," I said. "Remember when I bought my first duplex? I invited you all over to celebrate. You said you were too busy. When I bought my first commercial building, I called Dad. He said, 'That's nice,' and changed the subject. After a while, I stopped telling them. I stopped going to dinners where I was the punchline." Dad had finally arrived. He was getting out of his car, confused by the crowd standing outside instead of inside. When he saw me, his face lit up. "Why? What are you doing here? Are you part of the surprise?" The question hung in the air like smoke. "She ruined the surprise," Daniel said bitterly. "She canceled our reservation." "What?" Dad looked between us, bewildered. "He didn't invite me to your party